This conference will now be recorded.
Let me take the new notepad. I will use this notepad to write the notes. Okay, what is the agenda for today's classes? Today's class is for 60 minutes of time. How much time? 60 minutes
60 minutes.
of time. Uh, in the 60 minutes, what I'm going to discuss is, let me write the agenda for today's class. We are going to understand introduction to data analysis and Power BI. And what? Power BI. Today, you will be understanding two things. One, you will understand about what? Data analysis. Second, you will understand about what? Power BI. So one of the important class. Okay, let's start. First, let me start with a simple question. What is data analysis? What is data analysis? Tell me, guys. If you know what is data analysis, tell me. Once you understand, I'll explain anyway. Once you understand about what is data analysis, then you will understand who is data analyst. Who is data analyst? So first, let's try to understand these two things. First, let me start with definition of data analysis. I'll start the definition. With the definition, I'll start what is data analysis. What is the data analysis means? Data analysis is a process which converts business data into actionable information. Business data into actionable information. This is the definition for what? Data analysis. What is the definition? Data analysis is a process which converts what? Business data into actionable information, right? Now we are telling it's a process. Process means collection of steps. Process means what? Collection of steps. Uh, Process means it's collection of steps. What are the collection of steps you will have is uh, data analysis contains. Uh, Let me show you. I'll open one image and I'll show you. This complete process name is, we can call it as either data analysis or business intelligence. Data analysis also call it as what? Business intelligence. This is one process. If someone asks you what is business intelligence, same definition. What is the definition you given for data analysis? Data analysis is a process which converts business data into what? Actionable information. Business intelligence is also what? Process which converts business data into actionable information. Okay. Now, what this process contains is, this process contains the 5 steps, guys. How many steps? 5 steps. I said that process means collection of steps. How many steps we are telling? 5 steps. What are the 5 steps you will have is, look at this. First step is OLTP. Just understand. I'll explain all this. OLTP. Second step is what? ETL. Third step is what? OLAP. Fourth step is creating reports or visuals. Creating reports or visuals. Fifth step is what? Sharing them with the clients. Data analysis process contains how many steps? 5 steps. What is the first step I said? OLTP. First write it and you'll understand. Second step is what? ETL. ETL. Third step is what? OLAP. Fourth step is what? Create reports. Fifth step is what? Share reports to whom? Clients. These are the 5 steps you have. To understand this 5 step one by one, let me discuss guys. So this 5 step process name is what?
Process.
Data analysis or business intelligence. What that 5 steps will do? Converts business data into actionable information. To make you understand in a detailed way, let's start like this. Uh, what is this data analysis? Who want to perform it? Okay, data analysis is one process which converts business data into actionable information. Now the question is, who want to perform this data analysis process? Who want to perform this data analysis process? Who want to perform data analysis process? For this question, let me answer like this. When there is any company, there are lakhs, thousands and lakhs of companies in the market. There are thousands and lakhs of companies in the market. Tell me a few company names. Amazon, Flipkart, Swiggy, Ola, ICICI. If you keep on writing the company's name, analytics benchmark, like this, if you keep on company names, there are lot of companies available in the market. Analytics benchmark is this training institute. Okay, it's also a small company. So when there is any company, what that company will do, guys? Tell me what the company will do. Business. When there is any company, they will do the business. Amazon is doing one of the business, e-commerce. Flipkart is also doing what? Swiggy, food delivery. Food delivery. Ola, transport. ICICI, banking. Analytics benchmark, this training institute. Education. It comes under which sector? Education. So every company will do what? Business. When a company is doing the business, that business will generate lot of business data. It will generate what? Business data or not? Take an example. If Flipkart is doing e-commerce business, they'll get the business data. What is the business data you'll get from Flipkart is orders related data, customers related data, products related data, sales related data, etc. All this comes under what? Business data. Every company generate. Let's take ICICI Bank. ICICI is doing what business? Banking. They'll get business data. What are the business data they'll get? Savings account data, credit card data, loans data, insurance data, transactions data. All this comes under what? Business data. Take analytics benchmark. Analytics benchmark is doing education or training. What is the business data for us? Tell me. Student data. The most important business data for us is what? Student data. So every student data, faculty data, courses data, all this comes under business data for us. When a company is getting the business data, that business data, some companies will store in the Excel files, some companies store in SQL Server, some companies will store in Oracle, some companies will store in different places also. Some people will store in DB2, some people will store in MySQL, and so on, right? So when a company is getting the business data, that business data will be stored in the data source. Why we need to store the business data, guys? Take an example. You might inquire about this course 2 days back, right? When you inquire about this course 2 days back, what my team collected from you? So 2 days back when you came to us, my team collected what? Your name, your email ID, your mobile number. So they connected. This is what for us? Business data. On that day when we collect, we store it. We store it. So why we store it is means when there is a demo today, if you don't collect these details, if you don't store here, how can we inform a demo today? No, right? So like that, every company, their most important asset is their business data, guys. Must and should they need to store it. What is the next step is once the business data is stored in the data sources, they want to analyze the data. What they want to do? Analyze the data, guys. So they want to analyze the data means they want to understand which one is doing good and bad. Analyzing the data means understanding what? Good and bad. Let's say Flipkart is selling 100 products, guys. Out of 100 products, they need to understand which products are selling good, which products are selling bad. So why companies need to analyze the data is companies need to I'll give you the examples, guys. Companies need to analyze the data to take better business decisions. Need to companies need to analyze the data. Companies need to analyze the data. Analyze the data to take what? Better business decisions. To take what? Better business decisions. So in order to analyze the data, any company who is planning to analyze the data, they need to perform this data analysis process, guys. They need to perform what? Data analysis process. So the data analysis process contains what? reports. That reports will help us to analyze the data, to understand which one is doing good and which one is doing bad. I'm repeating again. When a company is doing the business, they'll get the business data will be stored in the data sources. What they need to do that data? They want to analyze the data to take what? Better business decisions. To analyze the data, we need to perform this data analysis process. The data analysis process contains reports. That reports will help us to analyze the data. Okay. Now let me show you some sample reports, guys. I'll just show you when you perform data analysis process, you'll create some reports, right? When you perform data analysis process, that process will create some reports. That reports will help companies to do what? Analyze the data. That analysis will help to what? Take better business decisions. Let me show you some examples. I'm just going to show some sample reports to you. I'm just going to show some sample reports to you. Go and just click on. I'll just show you some sample reports to you. Just look at here. Go to. I want to show you some sample reports. Let me show you some sample reports, guys. Here. We want to create this kind of reports, guys. What we need to do? We need to create this kind of reports in order to analyze the data. Let me show you. This is another report. We need to create this kind of reports. I'm just showing some sample reports. So this, look at this. Carefully observe here. This complete one, we call it as one report. I'm repeating again. Each one is a visual. Line chart is one visual. Scatter map is one visual. Scatter chart is one visual. Column chart is one visual. Donut chart is one visual. All these visuals together is what? Report. We need to create these reports in order to analyze the data. Take an example. There is one visual. In this visual, you are showing month-wise sales. What you are showing? Month-wise sales. Which month is doing more sales? Which month is doing more sales? November month, right? Which month is doing less sales? February month. So when you create reports are visuals, they will help us to understand which one is doing good and which one is doing bad. From that, you can take better business decisions. You can take what? Better business decisions. Take an example. By looking at this report, client will plan to keep more stock in November month. Why my company is planning to more stock in November month? Usually your company will do good sales in where? November month. So your company will maintain less stock in which month? February month. Why? Because your company will have less sales in the February month generally. So what is the problem if you maintain more stock in February month? It will create losses. So it will not sell. You spend some money to get that stock when it is not selling, losses. What is the problem when you maintain less stock in November month? You lose the customers. So that's what you need to generate this kind of visuals. That visuals will help companies or clients to understand which is doing good and bad. Based on that, we can take what? Business decisions. Let me give another example now. I'm just going to another visual now. What is the another visual I'll go to is, so in this visual, look at this. What you are showing in this visual? You are showing subcategory wise profits. Your company is selling lot of subcategories, and each subcategory how much profits you are getting. So which subcategory is generating highest profits here? Copiers. Second highest profits? Phones. Least profits? Tables. Tables, how much is the profit number? Minus 18k. Profit number in minus means what? Loss. Your company is getting the losses from suppliers, bookcases, tables. They're giving losses or not? So when you are getting the losses, so when you share this report with the client, your client will understand which one, your company will understand which one is doing good and which one is doing bad. Based on that, they'll take what? Business decisions. What they'll take? What is the decision your client will take here? They're planning to stop selling suppliers, bookcases, and tables. Why they're planning to stop selling? They're giving the losses. So when I share the same report with my client is planning to concentrate more on copiers business and phones business. Why they're planning to concentrate more into the copiers and phones? They're giving more profits. That's what, guys. Keep in mind, when a company is doing the business, they'll get the business data that will be stored in the data sources. They want to analyze the data. So in order to analyze the data, they need to have what? reports. In order to create the reports, you need to perform this complete process, guys. I'll explain. Right? So companies need to analyze the data to take better business decisions. To analyze the data, we need to create reports. To analyze the data, we need to create what? Reports. To create the reports, we need to perform data analysis process. To create reports, we need to perform which process, guys? Data analysis process. I'll explain all this in a detail. Will explain. Uh, you tell me. The question is, who want to perform what? Data analysis process. Any company who need to analyze the data, they need to perform data analysis. Who need to analyze the data? Why companies need to analyze the data? Take better business decisions. To analyze the data, what they required? Reports. To create the reports, what they need to perform? Data analysis process. Now we'll understand more about it. I'll come back. The person who perform this data analysis process is a data analyst, guys. He is what? Data analyst. Who will perform this complete process? Who will do this ETL? Who will create OLAP? Who will create reports? Who will share the reports with the client? Means he's a data analyst. He's a data. The person who perform the data analysis is a data analyst. The person who perform data analysis is a data analyst. Is a data analyst. Now let me make you understand this process in a detailed way. Now I'll explain this data analysis process. uh, what is this OLTP, what is this ETL, OLAP, reports, all this I'll explain in a detailed way. Let's start with OLTP first. What is the full form for OLTP? Online transactional processing. What is the definition for OLTPs? The place where companies store the business data, we call it as OLTP, guys. The place where company companies stores business data we call as OLTP. Um, so why they call it as OLTP means another name for business data is transactional data. What is the another name for business data? Transactional data. Let me tell you one example. I went to Flipkart website. In the Flipkart website, you placed an order. You placed what? Order. Order is nothing but one transaction. What is the another name for order? Transaction. When you place an order in the Flipkart, order will generate what? Business data. Business data also call it as what? Transaction data. Also call it as transaction data. The transaction data company will store somewhere. Wherever they store the transaction data, we call it as what? Online transactional processing. I'm repeating. Wherever companies store their data, name itself telling online transactional processing. Why they call it as transactional? Because it stores what? Transactional data. Every company will get transactions. From the transactions, they'll get transaction data. Transaction data also call it as what? Business data. That data will be stored somewhere. Wherever we store transaction data, we call it as OLTP. If my company is storing the business data in SQL Server, I can call SQL Server as OLTP. If my company store business data in Oracle, I can call Oracle as what? OLTP. Let's write that point. The place where companies store their business data, transaction data, uh, every company will have one or multiple OLTPs to store their business data. Every company which is running in the market, every company will have one or multiple OLTPs to store the business data, to store business data. Some companies will have only what? One. Some companies will have what? Multiple. Why you will have multiple? Take an example. ICICI Bank is there. ICICI Bank will have lot of different data. Savings account data they'll have, credit card data they'll have, loans data they have. They might be storing savings account data in SQL Server, credit card and loans data in where? In Oracle. Let's say credit card and loan data they are storing. Savings account data they are storing in where? SQL Server. Credit card and loans data they are storing in where? Oracle. How many OLTPs they are storing the data in this case? Two. Right? That's what I written here. Companies, every company will have what? Either single OLTP or multiple OLTPs to store what? Business data. They will be available already. Some companies will have single OLTP. Tomorrow, When you learn Power BI or when you become a data analyst, you'll join in one company, guys. You'll join in the company to do what? To analyze the data. To analyze the data. Companies will provide one or multiple OLTPs to the data analyst and ask to analyze the data by creating what? Reports. Let's add that point. Companies will provide companies will provide one or multiple OLTPs. Provide one or multiple OLTPs. OLTPs to whom? Data analyst. To whom? Data analyst, and ask to analyze the data by creating reports. By creating what? Reports, guys. Uh, okay, so what we are trying to tell is, we are trying to tell who will provide this OLTPs. We are telling who will provide the OLTPs to the Power BI developer? Company, or who will provide the OLTPs to the data analyst? Means company. Company will have, every company will have. Once they provide, they'll ask us to create what? Reports. To do what? Analyze the data. To take what? Better business decisions, right? Now, important point is, note, it is never recommended to go and create reports directly on OLTPs. It is never recommended. It is never recommended to create. It is never recommended to perform analysis or create reports directly on OLTPs. Directly on OLTPs. What is the reason is, OLTPs contains raw data. Which data? Raw data. Raw data also called it is, I'll tell you practically. Please concentrate. Raw data also called it as unstructured data. What data? Unstructured. That unstructured data is not useful for what? Creating the reports. Creating the reports. Let's say I bought some vegetables from the shop. Can I eat the vegetables? It's raw. We need to cook and we need to eat. Same. Here also, OLTPs contains what? Raw data, which is not used for what? Performing the analysis. Create the report and perform the analysis. So I'll tell you. So what we are trying to tell is, OLTPs contains unstructured data. Unstructured data. That unstructured data is not useful for what? Creating the reports. Now, as OLTP is not recommended, this data analyst need to create a new database called, he need to create a new database called OLAP database. Which database? OLAP. That new database, we will use it for creating what? Reports. Who will provide the OLTPs to the data analyst? Company or companies? Who need to create this OLAP database? Data analyst. Why? As OLTP contains what? Unstructured data. He need to create a new database. That new database generally need to have structured data. What data? Structured. I'll tell you guys. Now we are telling that, let me write, data analyst need to create, data analyst need to create a new database. What? New database called what? Called OLAP. For what purpose? For performing analysis or creating the reports. Now, as we are creating a brand new database, what data we need to move it? OLTP have all the business data, but you don't need to move all the data to the OLAP. While moving the data to the OLAP, we need to move only the data required for analysis purpose. What purpose? Analysis. Let me tell you what is the meaning. There is ABC company. ABC company is having some business data. That business data stored in SQL Server. Let's say, what type of business data they're storing here is, they're storing HR related data, they're storing marketing related data, and they're storing sales related data. How many types of data they're stored? HR, marketing, sales. But client is asking to create reports and asking to show only sales data in the report. What data they're asking to show in the report? Only sales. You guys tell me, is it possible to go and create the reports directly on OLTP? Yes or no? No. I said that it is never recommended to create reports on what? OLTPs. Why? Raw data or unstructured data. Okay. Now, I said that in order to create the report, we need to create a separate database called what? OLAP. I said that into OLAP database, we need to bring only data which is required for what? Analysis. What data you need to show in the reports? Only that data you need to bring it. Now tell me, from OLTP, do you want to bring HR data? No need. Do you want to bring marketing data? No need. You want to bring only what? Sales data. Why only sales data? That is the data client is expecting to see in where? Reports. Keep in mind, what data we need to bring into the OLAP is only data required for what? Analysis. That is the reason we call OLAP as online analytical processing. What is the full form for OLAP? Online. See, OLTP contains transactional data. They call it as transactional processing. OLAP contains what? Analysis data, analytical data. They call it as what? Analytical processing. Now, to move the data from OLTP to OLAP, we need some softwares called what? ETL. Through which softwares you will move the data? ETL. Just concentrate, you'll get the idea. To move data from OLTP to where? OLAP, we need what softwares? We need ETL softwares, guys. We need ETL softwares. Okay. What is the full form for ETL? ETL full form is what? Extract, transform, load. Extract, transform, load. Now, tell me, guys, in OLAP, you will have structured data. OLAP will have what data? Structured. I'll show you. If you see, you are getting the data from into the OLAP. OLAP will get the data from OLTP or from outside. OLAP will get the data from outside or from OLTP. OLTP only. You are telling that OLTP contains what? Unstructured. But you are telling OLAP contains what? Structured. How this unstructured is becoming to structured? Through ETL. The data will go through which softwares? ETL. ETL stands for what? Extract, transform, load. Extract means take the data what you want. Let's say I want sales data, I taken it. Transform means convert unstructured to what? Structured. I'll show you what is unstructured and structured. That structured data load into where? OLAP. Right? Let me show you. Now let's try to understand what is unstructured data, why it is not useful for creating the report. What is structured data? Why it is best suitable for creating the report? Let me explain, guys. I'll just open one image to explain this. Look at this. So take this first table is OLTP. This is which table? OLTP. Second table, take it as OLAP. Take it as what? OLAP. OLTP contains structured or unstructured? Unstructured. Which one? Unstructured. OLAP? Structured. Say, let's say in OLTP, they are storing country-wise sales. One time they store the country name as United States, 100. Second time they write it as what? US, 200. Third time they write it as what? U dot S dot 300. US dot 400. USA 500. So all are United States only, but different formats they are writing. When there are data in the different format, it is what? Unstructured. Let's say I given one paper to you. When I given a paper to you, I ask you to write the state name. I ask you to write the state name. You are the customer. OLTP will get the data from customers. OLTP get the data from where? Customer. You are the customers. I ask you to write the state name. Some people will write the state name as complete Andhra Pradesh. What you will write? Complete Andhra Pradesh. Some people will write AP. Some people write only Andhra. Right? So different format they're writing or not. When the data is in different format, we call it as what? Unstructured. As OLTP get the data from customers, there are more chances data will get in what? Unstructured. One time they write as United Kingdom, second time they write it as UK. But when it comes to OLAP, everywhere it is what? United States. Everywhere it is what? United Kingdom. Here also UK is also converted to what? United Kingdom. Sales value is same. Hmm? So when the data is in the same format, it is what? Structured. It is structured. Now let me tell you what is the problem with unstructured data. Now if you go here, this data is structured or unstructured? OLTP. This
Unstructured.
is what? OLTP. In OLTP, when you create the report, you are creating the report on showing what? Country-wise sales. When I share this
So
report with
control state.
my client is telling that the report is wrong. Right? This report is telling that you are doing the business in 7 countries. Is your company doing the business in 7 countries or 2 countries? Two
Only in two
countries.
countries.
The problem is not with the reporting tool. The problem is with the data. Reporting tool required a clean data. What data? Clean data. It is
Clean data.
unstructured. So that is the reason we never create reports directly on OLTPs. I said that OLTPs contains mostly what type of data? Unstructured, because it will comes
Unstructured
from the
data.
customers. They don't enter in the proper format. So when you try to create the reports on unstructured data, it will give wrong results. You cannot do right analysis there. Uh, Now if you see the same thing, now you go to the OLAP table. This is which table now? OLAP. Structured or
OLAP table.
unstructured? Structured.
Structure.
All the United States it will take as one, and it will do sum of sales. All the United Kingdom take as one, sum of sales. 100 plus 200, how much? 300. So how much
300.
totally? Now when I share this report with
Excel.
my client said that your report is perfectly correct. We are doing the business in two countries. United States is generating more sales. United Kingdom is generating less sales, right? So that's what, guys. So how you will convert this type of data? How you will convert this unstructured data to like this is using ETL tools, guys. Which tools?
ETL
ETL
tool.
tools. ETL tools will take this
Extract,
data,
transform, load.
extract, and it will convert US to what? United States. It will convert
United
UK to
States.
what? United Kingdom.
United
Converting
Kingdom.
the data, we call it as transformation. Call it as what? Transformation. The major work in the ETL tools is transformation, guys. What? It will take the data what is required, and it will transform the data how you need to show in the reports, and the transformed data will load into where? OLAP. OLAP will have only data required for what? Analysis. In which format? Structured. That data I can use it for what? Creating the reports. Now reports will get accurate data, right? So we people got some idea. We people got some idea what is OLTP, what it contains, why it is not useful for creating the reports. Yes, we got some idea what is ETL. E stands for extracting, T stands for transforming, L stands for loading. The transformer data will load into OLAP. That data will use it for creating. Tell me, guys, this reports was created on OLTP or OLAP? This kind of reports will create on OLTP database or OLAP database?
OLAP database.
Updated.
OLAP database. Which database? OLAP. This kind of reports will generate on which database? OLAP. OLAP. So OLAP database. Now the information which you shown in the reports, we call it as actionable information, guys. The information which you shown in the reports, we call it as what? Actionable information. Why we call it as actionable information is, I said that when you share these reports with the client will take actions. I said that when you share see, when I share this visual with my client taken two actions. What are the two actions my client taken? One action is they're planning to stop selling what? Suppliers bookcases tables. Why they're giving losses? Another action they're taken is they're planning to concentrate more on what? Copiers and phones. So when you share the visuals with the clients will take the actions or not? That is the reason the information which we shown in the reports, we call it as what? Actionable information. So finally, once you create the reports that will share with the clients are the one who will take the actions, right? Now this complete 5-step process name is what? Data analysis. What is the name? Data analysis process. I said that data analysis process will convert business data into what? What is the definition I given? It will convert business data into actionable. Where do you have business data? OLTP. To convert the business data into actionable information, first you need to do what? ETL. Next you need to create what? OLAP. And then next you need to create what? Reports. These are the three major steps in the data analysis. We got some clarity now. What is data analysis? Who is data analyst? The person who will do this ETL, who will create OLAP, who will create report. We call it as what? Data analyst. Now you got it. Now to do this data analysis, we required one software, guys. What you required? Software. To do this data analysis, we required software. There are a lot of softwares available in the market which can do data analysis. We can do data analysis. We can do data analysis using Excel. We can do with what? Excel. We can even do with what? Power BI. We can even do with what? Tableau. We can do with what? ClickView. Uh, there are a lot of softwares available in the market. So go and look at this. There are a lot of softwares which will do data analytics and what? Business intelligence. Even though there are a lot of softwares available in the market, in the leaders board, which is there in the first place is Microsoft Power BI. Which one? Most of the companies will do the data analysis using which software, guys? Data analytics and business intelligence using Power BI. Second highest, Tableau, Salesforce Tableau. Third one, ClickView. When compared to this ClickView or Tableau, Microsoft Power BI is far ahead, guys. Believe me, I'm not just telling that I'm teaching Power BI. Power BI is mostly used, but 40% of projects, out of 100 projects, 40 projects, they'll do data analysis using Microsoft Power BI, guys. Remaining 60 projects, they'll use all other softwares. All other major share in the data analytics is no doubt Microsoft Power BI. No doubt what? Even all the softwares also will do the same data analysis. Will do what? Same data analysis. To do that, see, let's say I want to buy one car. How many brands of cars are there in the market? Lot of brands are there or not? Yes. I want to buy one bike. There are a lot of bikes in the market. Here also, I want to perform data analysis. To perform data analysis, there are a lot of softwares available in the market. But what is the major software out of all the softwares is Power BI, right? Now, next 25 minutes, let's talk about Power BI, I guess. Let's talk about what? Power BI. So we got some idea what is data analysis. Let's talk about Power BI. Now let me talk about what is Power BI. So we are done with first part of today's class. Introduction to data analysis completed. Now you need to understand about what? Power BI. So first, what is Power BI? We'll try to learn what is Power BI. Next, we will learn who will use Power BI software. Who will use Power BI software? Let's understand one by one, guys. First, you tell me what is Power BI. You might be knowing something about Power BI, right? Before you are coming here. If I ask a simple question, what do you know about Power BI? Just tell me what you know about Power BI. You know what? You tell me what definition you know. I'll add some other points. What you know about Power BI? Tell me, guys. Power BI is a yes. Yes. Power BI is advanced version of Excel means Excel is used to do data analysis. Power BI also used for what? Data analysis. It is much advanced than Excel. Okay. Power BI is a data analysis software. Data analysis software. So Power BI can do this complete 5 steps, guys. Understand? So every company will have OLTP. In Power BI, I can do ETL. I can create OLAP. I can create reports. I can share the reports with the clients. I can do this complete data analysis using Power BI. That is the reason people will call Power BI as what software? Data analysis software. Some people will call Power BI as a business intelligence software. Power BI is what? Business intelligence. Business intelligence. In short, you call it as BI. BI software. If you look at this Power BI, in the name itself you have BI. Do you know what is the full form for this BI? Business intelligence. I said that data analysis other name is what? Business intelligence. Business intelligence also have these 5 steps only. So as you can do these 5 steps, they are calling it as business intelligence software. Some people will call Power BI as a reporting software. Power BI is a what software? Reporting software. Yes. So data analysis contains what? Reports. In Power BI will create reports. Power BI will do ETL. Power BI will create OLAP. Power BI will create what? Reports also. That is the reason they call it as what? Reporting software. Some people will call Power BI is a data visualization software. What is that? Data visualization software. Power BI is a data visualization software. Power BI is a data visual. Reports will contains what I said already. This complete one we call it as a report. This complete one we call it as one report. Each one we call it as a visual. These visuals are developed using what? Power BI only. These visuals are developed using what? Power BI. All these visuals we call it as what? Report. These visuals are developed by Power BI. This report was developed by Power BI. As you develop the visuals using Power BI, we can call it as visualization software. See, in Power BI, we are creating visuals. That is the reason they call it as what? Data visualization software. Some people will call Power BI as a data analytics software. Data analytics software. Data analysis also call it as what? Data analytics. Data analysis also call it as what? Data analytics. So why people are calling with different names, we understand, guys. Okay. Now the question is, who developed Power BI? Which company developed Power BI? Microsoft. Now the question is, who will use what? Power BI software. Before I answer that question, you joined today's class to learn Power BI. You people are here to learn what? Power BI. How much time it will take to learn Power BI? 2 months. After 2 months, you will become what? Power BI developer. Power BI developer also call it as what? Data analyst. Okay, you join this course and you learn Power BI for 2 months. You become a Power BI developer or data analyst. My next question is, who will hire? Who will hire Power BI developer or data analyst? Who will hire Power BI developer or what? Data analyst. For both these questions, answer is same, guys. Answer is same. What is the answer is, when there is any company, as I said that there are lakhs of companies in the market. The company will do what? Business. When they do the business, they will get what? Business data. When they get the business data, it will be stored in where? Data sources or OLTPs. Data source also called it is what? OLTPs. So what they need to do is, when the data is there in the data sources, they want to analyze the data. To analyze the data, they need to create what? Reports. To create the reports, they need to perform what? Data analysis. To perform the data analysis, they require what? One software. They require what? Software. What is that software for us? Power BI. Huh? It's Microsoft Power BI, right? Understand, guys. Who want to analyze the data? They want some reports. To create the reports, who want to analyze the data? They need to create some reports. To create the reports, we need to perform which process? Data analysis process. To perform the data analysis process, you require one software. What is that software? Power BI. Huh? This company need to go to Microsoft and they need to purchase what? Power BI. Power BI can perform what? Data analysis process. The data analysis process contains what? Reports. Reports will help companies to do what? Analyze the data. Once they analyze the data, what they can do? They can take better business decisions. So to analyze the data, they need a software. They'll go and purchase Power BI. Do you think that Power BI can do generate
Your
reports?
voice is breaking, sir. Hello.
Just a second. Just a second. Someone is telling voice is breaking. Others, is there any audio issues? Others.
It's
No,
clear for me, sir.
no,
It
clear,
is clear,
clear.
right? Right. Thank you. Thank you. Others, it is clear. The person who is not able to hear me, please rejoin again. Please rejoin again. Okay, guys. Now, okay. Do you think that Power BI will automatically generate the reports? No. Who will generate the reports using Power BI? Power BI developer or data analyst? Power BI developer. This company not only want to purchase, they need to hire what? Power BI developer. Simple, guys. Every company who need to analyze the data, they need to purchase the Power BI software from whom? Microsoft. Along with they need to hire what? Power BI developer or data analyst. Power BI developer will use which software? Power BI. Using the Power BI will perform what? The data analysis process contains what? Reports. That reports will help companies to do what? Analyze the data. That analysis will help us in taking what? Better business decisions. That is the story. Okay, guys. We got some idea who will use the Power BI software, who will hire the Power BI developer. Now let me tell you how to perform data analysis using Power BI. The most important one is how to perform data analysis using which software, guys? Power BI, right? Using Power BI. How to perform data analysis using Power BI is, first let me start one by one. Who developed Power BI means? Microsoft. What is the reason Microsoft developed Power BI means? To analyze the data. To analyze the data, we need to perform which process means? Data analysis process. Data analysis process contains how many steps means? 5 steps. Let's try to understand how to perform that 5 steps in the Power BI. First point you need to know is Power BI is the name for collection of softwares. Power BI is the name for collection of softwares. Collection of softwares. It is not the name of a single software. It is the name for multiple softwares. Tell me what are the different softwares you have. First one we have is Power BI Desktop. Power BI Desktop. Second one we have is Power BI Service. Third one we have is Power BI Report Server. Report Server. Fourth one we have is Power BI Mobile. Power BI Mobile. Power BI Mobile. These are the 4 softwares available in where? Power BI. These 4 softwares, collection of softwares, Microsoft calling it as what? Power BI, guys. Okay, out of the 4 softwares, the most important software is Power BI Desktop, guys. Which one? Power BI Desktop. So Power BI Desktop is a development software in Power BI. It is development software in Power BI. When I join in the company, 80 to 90% of time will work in Power BI Desktop only. Understand? Even though there are four softwares available in Power BI, the most important software is desktop only. Which software is important? Power BI Desktop. When you join in the company as a Power BI developer or data analyst, 90% of time you will work in where? Power BI Desktop. Remaining three softwares, we will work for only 10% of time. How much time? Only 10%. Now, let me tell you another important point. This is Power BI Desktop, guys. Again, Power BI Desktop internally contains three more softwares. Power BI Desktop internally contains what? Three more softwares. What are the three more softwares you have in Power BI Desktop? Is first one Power Query, Power Pivot, Power View. This Power Query, Power Pivot, Power View is available in where? Power BI Desktop. Power BI Desktop internally contains three more softwares. First software is what? Power Query. Second software is what? Power Pivot. Power Pivot. Power Pivot or Power Pivot. Power Pivot. Third software is what? Power View. So we need to use all these softwares and we need to perform this data analysis process. Yes or no? Yes. Who will provide the OLTPs to the Power BI developer? Company. Every company will already have them. They'll provide. Once they provide, they'll ask us to create what? Reports for analyzing the data. Can I create the reports on OLTP? No. Why? Raw data or unstructured data. So to create the reports, you need a separate database called what? OLAP. Where we need to create that OLAP database? Using Power BI. Who need to create that OLAP database in Power BI? Power BI developer or data analyst. Where we will create that OLAP database is in Power Pivot case. In where? Power Pivot. Power Pivot is a database. Power Pivot is a database which is used to create OLAP. Which is used to create what? OLAP. Look at the architecture slide. This is the Power BI architecture slide. How SQL Server is one database. How Oracle is one database. Power Pivot is also database. How you will store in SQL Server data in the form of tables. How you will store data in the Oracle in the form of tables. In Power Pivot also you will store data in the form of what? Tables also. This Power Pivot database is used to create what? OLAP. You will understand more about it in the coming classes. Now we need to move the data from OLTP to OLAP or not? To move the data from OLTP to OLAP, we need what softwares? ETL softwares. What is the ETL software in Power BI means? In Power BI, ETL will be done in where? Power Query. Power Query is an ETL software in Power BI. Power Query is an ETL software in where? In where? Power BI. If you look at this architecture slide, I said that Power Query is what software? ETL. Power Query will connect to what? OLTPs are data sources. OLTPs are data sources contains business data in what format? Mostly raw format, unstructured format. That business data, it will connect to this data sources, it will extract the data. In Power Query, what you will do? You extracted it. Next what? Transform. Transform means you will convert US to what? United States. US to what? That kind of all transformations you will do in where? Power Query. That transformed data will be loaded into where? Power Pivot. Using the transformed data will create what? OLAP database. That OLAP database you will use in what? Power View. And you create what? Visuals. All the visuals together we call it as what? Report. Now, we said that OLTP will be provided by your company. ETL will be done in where? Power Query. OLAP database will be created in where? Power Pivot. What is the next step? Creating the reports. Where will create the reports in Power BI? Using Power View. Power View is a reporting software. Power View is a what software? Reporting software which is used to create what? Which is used to create which one, guys? Reports. Which is used to create visuals or reports. All that visuals together we call it as what? One report. It's a reporting software which is used to create some visuals. All the visuals we call it as what? Report. Okay. Finally, whatever the reports we created, that contains what? Actionable information. Finally, you need to share with whom? Share the reports to whom? Clients. We need to share the reports with the clients. To share the reports with the clients, important point, Power BI desktop will create the report, but it cannot share the report directly to the clients. Take an example, there is a car manufacturing unit. In the car manufacturing unit, you will manufacture the car. We will sell the car from the manufacturing unit or showroom. Showroom. Same way here also, Power BI desktop is used to manufacture the report, but it cannot share it to the customers directly. In order to share it, you need to move it to the showroom. This Power BI service or Power BI report server are like showrooms where we will move, from there we will share it. So here, to share the reports with the clients, we have two options. One is Power BI service. Second one is what? Power BI reports. You might get one question here. To do ETL, we have only Power Query. To create OLAP, we have only Power Pivot. To create reports, we have only Power View. But to share the reports with the clients, we have both Power BI service and report server. Why there are two softwares to do the same work? Duplicate, right? Ah, so there is a difference, guys. One is cloud. One is what? Cloud. Second one is on-premise. Second one is what? On-premise. So most of the companies, they'll use cloud, guys. A company will use either a cloud, either a on-premise. 99% of the companies, they're using what now? Power BI Service Cloud. 1% of the companies, they're using what? Power BI Report Server on-premise. What is the difference is, Power BI Service, it's a Azure cloud-based server. It's a Azure cloud-based server which is used to share reports to whom? Clients. How many percentage of clients are using? How many percentage? 99%. Second one is what? It's a on-premise server, server which is used for what? Sharing the reports with the clients. How much percentage of clients they're using? Only 1% of clients they're using it. So most of the companies, once they develop the report in the Power BI desktop, they'll publish it to where? Power BI service. From there they'll share with whom? Clients. Once you share the reports with the client, client can see that report in the laptop. Client can see that report in the desktop. Client can even see that report in mobile phone also. Let's say, imagine I send one email to you. Where are the places you can check the email? Laptop, desktop, mobile. Same way when we share the reports to the client, client also can check it in where? Laptop, desktop, mobile. In order to check anything in the mobile, you require mobile app or not? You require a mobile app. So when you go to the Play Store or App Store, when you search with the name Power BI Mobile, you'll find one mobile app. So Power BI Mobile, it's a mobile app. It's what? It's a mobile app, which is used for what purpose? Which is used for what purpose, guys? Viewing the reports in where? Mobiles, tabs, iPads. We have mobile app for iOS. We have mobile app for Android. We have mobile app for Windows. Which mobile your client is using, based on that they can download the app. That person can download the necessary app and they can see it. Who will install these mobile apps? Clients or developers? Clients. These are the different softwares available in Power BI, guys. With the help of these softwares, am I able to perform this data analysis process, complete process? Yes. Who will provide OLTP? Company. Next step, ETL. Where we do ETL? Power Query. Next step, creating OLAP database. Where will create OLAP database? Power Query. Next step, where will create reports? Power Query. Next step, share the reports with the clients. In where? Power BI service. Now, once you share the reports with the clients, clients will understand the data using the reports. Client will analyze the data, which one is doing good and bad. Once you analyze the data, they'll take better business decisions, right? That's what about Power BI, guys. So this is what about. So few important points I'll discuss. Don't drop. This is all about data analysis and what? Power BI. Mm. Let me conclude, guys. I'm done with today's class. Let me write few points. What are the few points I'm going to write now is, I'm going to start a new batch coming Thursday, guys. When we are going to start a new batches, let me copy paste few points here. Well, coming another 2 more classes you can attend for free. How you guys can attend? How you people attended today's demo for free? 2 more classes are what? Free. So in the 2 free classes, I'll talk what? Practicals. Today we see only theory, right? So when I'm going to start a new batches, 2 days back I started one batch. At what time? 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Another batch will start on what? 19th at what time? 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. So if you are fine with this 19th batch, continuation to today on coming Thursday at what time? 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Or else, if these timings will not work out, you can even join the batch which was started just 2 classes back, 2 days back. You talk to the front office team, they will tell you how to join this batch also. You can choose any one. Now, in the coming 2 classes, what I am going to discuss is practically at a high level how Power BI software will work. I'll discuss. See, in the next class, I'll show you this is Power BI architecture, guys. So Power BI will start from OLTP. Who will provide the OLTP? Company. Next step is what? ETL. Where we do ETL? Power Query. Next step is what? OLAP. Where we'll create OLAP? PowerPoint. Next step is what? Creating reports or visuals. Power View. Next step is what? Publish and share them with the clients. This complete work you will learn practically. In the next class, I'll show you how to install Power BI desktop software. How to install Power BI desktop. To start the practicals, you need this software. Power BI developer work will start in where? Power BI desktop. Once you install Power BI desktop, then I'll show you how to open Power Query, how to do ETL. Practically, we'll see. Then we will see how to open Power Pivot, how to create what? OLAP. Then we'll show how to open Power View, how to create what? Reports. Then I'll show how to publish the reports to where? Power BI service, how to share them with whom? Clients. This complete process, practically at a high level, how the Power BI software will work, you will understand in the coming 2 free classes, guys. They will not cost you anything. I request you join the 2 free classes, then you take a call. Now, I'm going to send one mail to you within few minutes. You'll get one mail from my team. The mail will contains 4 things. What are the 4 things you are going to get in the mail is, first one you are going to get is what? Recorded session will get. I recorded it. Second thing you are going to get is what? Notepad. Whatever I written in the last 1 hour in this notepad, I'll attach this notepad. Third thing you are going to get in the mail is Word document. Every class you will get the materials, guys. Look at this. This is materials. Each class wise one Word document you will get. Today you have introduction. This is the Word document for introduction. I'll attach this Word document also. Go through it once. Go through it once. Once after this, you'll get what? Course content. What topics I'm going to cover as part of this course, I'll attach this course content. This is the course content which I'm going to attach today. What is the duration of this course? 60 hours. In the 60 hours of time, what topics I'm going to cover, I listed in this 11 pages document. I will not go and walk through point by point, but let me quickly tell you what I'm going to cover in the 60 hours. In the 60 hours, what I'm going to cover is, first, classes will be from Monday to Saturday. It will take 60 hours, more than 2 months. More than 2 months. First, I'll start with what? Power Query. How many hours I'll discuss? 15 hours. What you will learn? In Power Query, how to do ETL you will learn. Next one, Power Pivot. How many hours? 15 hours. What you will create there? OLAP. While creating OLAP databases, you will learn data modeling concepts, data warehousing concepts. One important language you will learn is DAX language, guys. DAX language itself you will learn for 10 hours of time. How much time? 10 hours. And then we'll start with what? Power View. How many hours? 17 hours. What you will learn? How to create the reports. Then you will learn what? Power BI service. How many hours? 13 hours. Where you will learn Azure cloud concepts, admin related concepts, and Power BI project. This course is not only include the Power BI related topics. What add-ons you'll get in from this course is, you'll get what? Real-time project. You'll do almost near real-time project. You'll do almost near real-time project. Look at this. This is the project which you will do. Uh, this is the project which you guys will do. This is the project which you guys will do, guys. In this project, you will take the data from where? SQL Server. You will do lot of ETL. You will create OLAP database like this. We'll create a lot of formulas here. We'll create a lot of visuals. This is the requirement document. As per this requirement document, you will do this project by your own. You will do it by your own. And then we not only discuss the project, we'll discuss Power BI developer roles and responsibilities. These are the Power BI developer roles and responsibilities. In a detailed way, we'll discuss what are the Power BI developer roles and responsibilities. Every roles and responsibility with practical examples we'll discuss. Once after that, we'll help you in preparing what? Resume preparation. Power BI have job opportunities for both freshers and experienced. So based on the when you complete your academics, so whether you need to try as a fresher or experienced, we'll talk to one-on-one and we'll help you. And then we'll conduct what? We'll provide a lot of interview questions and we'll discuss them. And we'll conduct what? Mock interviews. Believe me, with the 60 hours of courses, my course, you can comfortably keep 3 to 5 years of experience also. In my training classes, I'll take the data from 8 different databases and I'll explain my classes. It is equivalent to 3 projects. Equivalent to 3 projects. All the 60 hours recorded sessions we will share with you. And there will be a dedicated supporting team to answer your questions, guys. You are practicing. You got some question. You no need to wait for the trainer. You can reach out to the support team will help you to answer. When support team is not able to answer, you can reach out to me also, right? And we'll go with the questions, guys. uh, Before I go with the question, a common question people will ask is, any prerequisite to learn Power BI? Strictly I can say, to learn Power BI, no prerequisite. To learn Power BI, what? No prerequisite. So you are no prerequisite, that means people will think that in order to learn Power BI, already you need to have computer background, computer knowledge. So I can strictly tell that even you are from non-IT background, even if you don't have any computer knowledge, you can happily go and learn which software? Power BI. It's my responsibility in the 60 hours. I'll make you understand everything from basic to advanced. But only learning Power BI will not give you the job. To get the job on Power BI, what is the mandatory skill? SQL is mandatory. Uh, 90% of job opportunities will be in the combination of what? Power BI, SQL. One point you need to understand is SQL is not used anywhere in the development. Anywhere in the development. To extract the data, we don't use SQL. To do the ETL, we don't use SQL. To create the OLAP database, we don't use SQL. To create the reports, we don't use SQL. To publish and to share the reports, we don't use SQL. Without SQL, you can learn Power BI. You can do the all work in Power BI. Now, you might get one question here. When I can do everything in Power BI without SQL, why SQL is mandatory to get the job? Yes or no? Look at this. SQL is not used anywhere in the development phase in Power BI. SQL is used for what? Validate the data in the reports. What is the meaning is, most of the times your companies will provide the business data in the databases. Where? Databases, either SQL Server, Oracle, or some other database. You will take the data from databases to Power Query and then to Power Pivot and then to Power View and then you will show in where? Reports. How can you blindly tell that your report is correct? You might do some, you might did some mistakes in Power Query. You might did some mistakes in Power Pivot. You might did some mistakes in Power View. You might be showing some wrong numbers here. What you need to do is, before you share this report with the client, you need to cross check these numbers. You will go and write one SQL query here. That SQL query will give some output. When that output and this report output is same, then you need to share with what? Client. That cross checking the numbers, we call it as what? Validating the data and the reports. SQL is nowhere used in what? Development. Without SQL also you can learn what? Power BI. Once you develop the reports, before you share the reports to the client, do you want to test them or not? Yes. To test that, what is the language you required? SQL. In order to learn SQL, SQL full form is what? Structured query language. It's a common language used in all the databases. Whether it is SQL Server or Oracle or DB2 or MySQL or any database, we'll use one common language called what? SQL. You need to, in our training institute, we will teach what? SQL Server. Where we will teach all the SQL concepts for how many hours? 40 hours. To get the job on Power BI, you need to learn Power BI for how many hours? 60 hours. And you need to learn SQL for how many hours? 40 hours. SQL is used for only what? Data validation. When you spend 100 hours of time, you can comfortably apply it for data analyst job or Power BI developer job. Okay. Now, there are some other combinations also. Some companies will ask Power BI plus SQL plus what? Excel. Some companies will ask Power BI plus SQL plus Python plus what? Excel. So, but major combination is what? Power BI plus SQL. First, you learn this two, and then you can plan for others. Not mandatory. Others, whether you have or not, non mandatory. But mandatory skills are what? 90% of job opportunities you will find in this combination with Power BI plus SQL. Fine. I'm done with the demo. We'll go with what? Questions, guys. I'm done with what I'm going to provide. Supporting team will not be available for 24 by 7. One of the person is asking, they will not be available for 24 by 7, sir. Let me show you. Uh, so they will be available from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. guys. Look at this. This support team will be available 9 a.m. to what? 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time. You can mail them or you can call them if you have any questions. They will help you. Right. Let's go with the questions now. We'll go with the questions.